All right, well, I'm gonna make a video here. I'm gonna be making lots of videos on this thing because I like it. And I just ordered a few things for it. I sold my Rhino. Hopefully selling that soon. I don't want to, but other option is buy a used trans and throw it in that. But for now, we're focusing on this. I ordered a couple decals that I like that I always put on my cars. I got a 1320 Memorial decal for Kyle. And I got I always get a Tuna No Crust sticker. It's a decent set of, they were like $280 for the coils, plugs, and wires. Yeah. Next up, I am going to be ordering that cold air intake here pretty soon. Probably within a week. I just like them. I like the sound of them. And then I will be doing soon shorty headers. I'm not really going for performance gain. I'm just going for a good bolt on because mine leak and they're old. And then I'm going to be doing my Black Widowmaker muffler. And I think I'm just going to do some slip-on rocker covers for now. And that's probably about it. I think there was a couple other things. An AFM delete tuner. Just for now. I know it's got high miles, but if I can make it last a little bit longer until I have to do, you know, motor work, that'd be great. But the biggest thing is that stuff, and then I gotta order front brakes. Those are done, so I gotta order my rear brakes. I want to do them all at once, but it's like 320 bucks for the set. I don't really want to do that right now, so I'll probably just go for the rear for now and do the front here. Wonder what the pads are pretty much down on those, so I'll probably do front pads. I don't want to touch the rotors. We were just driving. The face of it's smooth on the front. How's the back? Horrible. Okay, so it does need all around, so I'm gonna have to order those. But this video, we're gonna be fixing the only issue it has right now. Only big issue that's annoying is my brights don't work. So I went ahead and got that's the cover, that's the fuse box that was in it when I got it, but it did not have a cover on it, so it corroded, causing this guy to corrode inside. So I picked up this nice condition used fuse box with the fuses in it. Hopefully they're all good. If they're not, I can switch over any of my good fuses from that, or I have lots of spare fuses here. But this one's in really good shape. It was 75 or 77 bucks from our local salvage yard with a 90-day warranty versus paying like 150 for one online used. So I got that. I already took the cover from it and put it on here while I've been driving it because I didn't want that exposed any longer. But yeah, we're gonna pop this guy off. As you can see, mine is horrible, and it's just, yeah, junk, man. Not good to run these without a cover. So glad I got the cover, and it tells me what fuse is what now. Like, that's good to know. So just gotta disconnect the battery. Haven't done it yet. And then gotta disconnect this power cable and then lift the handles up and just pull it up carefully. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, well, was just comparing them. They're identical. Everything's good. These fuses all look good. Pulled this off pretty easy. That one looks pretty bad. A lot of them have little bits of corrosion, but that's bad. But it was still working, which is crazy. So this has to be my high beam issue, I'd hope, because when I pull the relay out, they shut off. It looks like the only real cleaning I got to do is right there. Oh, it's clean. All right, well, it's later in the day. I got that done, and I put the new fuse box in. It was simple, like I said. And my brights work again, so I guess I'll show you. I don't know why I'm so excited about it. I was praying it wasn't something more stupidly annoying than that. Yep, that ding is so loud for no reason. Check it out. We got brights again. Did give me a little scare though. I put it in. All the fuses seemed to be good. I didn't look too good. And then I started it. Everything was working, but I got an engine light right away. And I was like, oh crap, what's that? So I scanned it. Had 2 codes for fan circuit, like the radiator fan circuit. And I also had no AC. I guess those will cause that issue. I didn't know that. So I looked into the 2, show you guys in here quick. The 2 40 amps for this fan circuits were blown on the new fuse that I got, the new fuse box. So just put my old ones in because they were good. And AC worked again, cleared the engine light, went away. Simple. Man, even a cheap code reader is real nice to have. But yeah, so now I'm gonna wash it. You can see where I was leaning on it. So yeah, gonna give her the little wash. And now that I have a fuse box cover, I can wash under the hood now. Because it's really dusty and I like to get that crap off. Because pretty soon I'll be doing stuff under the hood and, you know, don't want it to look like it's been sitting in a barn its whole life. All right, well, got it out. Did 1 hit on this fender. Looks pretty good. Could be better. Got to get used to a dual action polisher though. I'm not used to it. Kind of burned a little bit of compound in the paint a couple times, so I got to get really used to it, not use too much compound. But it definitely looks better than when I got the truck, I'll tell you that. Here's the paint before, which I already buffed the other day. And here's that. So, I mean, it looks really good no matter what, but as you can see, definitely cleaned it up some more. I'll probably keep going down this side for now and see. It sucks because I just washed it again so I could do this, and then, but you know, living out here, dust gets on it, so it's kind of annoying. That's why I got the leaf blower out here to blow it off, but it looks okay. All right, well, whole truck is done, minus the roof. And it went really good. It does help that I buffed it, gave it a 1-step the other day. But the other day was like a cut 1-step. And then this is the Pro Speed polish. I like this a lot. I like that a lot too. So far, I like it. I'm getting used to the dual action. One thing I got to get used to is not putting my finger right there on that nut on both sides. It gets really hot, like burning hot. But yeah, it turned out really good. I did not do below the chrome because I did that the other day and I didn't want to tear that pad up or burn anything, because I did burn a couple things on accident. But hey, like that's really unfortunate, but I can tape that off and paint that again. It was faded anyways. Yeah, it turned out really good. A little bit of burning there too. That sucks, but oh well. Yeah, I like it. Definitely like that polisher. I'll probably go back and forth between my Griot's Garage one and that one. Once I get comfortable with that one though, I'm sure I'll use that one all the time. It's just a little different than like a normal orbital polisher. The dual actions are a little different. They try to fight you a little bit. So that's what you got to get used to. Otherwise you could swirl your paint and burn it real easy, real quick. Yeah. When I'm doing, say when I do this fender, I'll just do this top spot. Or if I want to do it, I'll split it into like a square like that. Smaller squares. You don't do too much at once. And don't use too much polish or you will be burning polish into your paint and having a nightmare smearing it, wiping it off. So yeah.